And I be scrolling. I'm like,
First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based overseas.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
what up? What up? What up? We back again with another episode of the 3-Man Weave podcast. I am one of your hosts, AJ, Mr. Williams. Who I got with me today?
Y'all already know who it is, your boy Hill. And Hill gonna hear regardless, baby. Let's get it.
We are here with a Friday episode. Hey, y'all might be on your afternoon, evening commute home for work, but guess what? We finna have a good time. We got a lot to talk about. But for those new here, tell them where else they can find us, Hill.
You can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Let's get right to it. Little housekeeping. Don't expect us next week.
Oh, yeah. Who knew? It is
4th of July.
4th of July. We outside. We on the grill. We doing whatever. You know what I mean? Looking for us. We outside.
We outside.
You know it. And 4th of July on a Friday.
Yeah, it's about to be a little crazy.
So I don't get 4th of July off technically, but don't expect me. I'm clearing my schedule. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't message me in Teams. Nothing, because you know where I'm about to be, on the grill with my sandals. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? Oh no, let me not wipe my nose while I'm doing that. That sounds like with a drink. With a drink.
Man.
No booger sugar. I promise. That was an accident.
That's crazy. You lucky we don't drug test here, my brother. You might have to,
I'm get oil change.
you might have to holler at you after the episode.
So,
Oh man, this been a we recorded last week after the game, you know, which was cool. Got gave a little nightcap version, you know what I'm saying? We had some trades, nothing really crazy, Drew Holiday,
yeah.
his wife probably mad, got traded back to the Blazers again. We'll see how they do about that when maybe he'll be will be rerouted somewhere else. Porzingis got traded to Atlanta, and then Atlanta, we're gonna get to the draft, but they ended up having a good draft as well. Other than that, CJ McCollum, Jordan Poole,
Yeah.
like I get it. I do understand what the Wizards are doing on that aspect. Is like it's another way to rebuild, and at least they got some quality vets when it comes to trade deadline time.
And then it's like now,
calling.
and now you got like you got Trey Johnson over there.
Mm-hmm.
He has some quality vets over there that can kind of teach him how to be a pro. That's who you want to build around. He came in and say, I'm trying to get buckets. So guess what? You got some vets over there that's going to, take the pressure off of you, but also know how to play a role and be like, hey, if he come in and start cooking, hey, go ahead, cook, young man, do your thing. And they're going to do that because guess what? Like Chris Middleton, he just wait. Like, hey, dog, I'm ready to go to a contender. Just go ahead and let me know when it's time. I'm on an expiring deal, so this is what I'm here for. Stay in shape, stay healthy.
That's the thing. That's the key. Like specifically for him and like Marcus Smart, all they got to do is stay healthy. And like I said, another team, a contending team, is going to need their services and going to come get them. And then, like you said, you're going to get some more draft capital, And then, like I said, you're going to be organically tanking as well. I cannot think of the boy name, but they got him in the Kyle Kuzma trade from the Bucks. He was cooking when he got to the is it Bub Carrington?
Yeah, Bub Carrington.
Was he the one traded, or did they draft it? Either way, Bub Carrington was getting off. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, that's fine. But Bub Carrington was getting off. The draft pick Sar was he had some moments. It's like they have the perfect blend of a lot of young talent that can, that needs development, and then they have the right kind of veterans as well. Like I said, them veterans is not going to be there after the trade deadline unless they get injured. You know what I'm saying? The key is the thing, like I say, Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton, they stay healthy. They are definitely going to be moved by the trade deadline. So there's nothing to worry about. So like I said, I understand what they're doing. Quite honestly, I like what the Pelicans did.
Yeah,
it don't matter what the Pelicans do if Zion not healthy. The whole thing is, if Zion healthy, we play inable. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure, like at minimum, and not just Zion being healthy for 30 games. You need a season of Zion. But my thing is with even getting my God, Derek Queen, like a lot of that stuff is like it's great fit. So you go out there, you move like you said, you move CJ, but you go out, you also get Jeremiah Fears.
CJ. Go ahead.
What is that?
Fuck CJ. But I didn't want to say it again. I thought you
right. But you you go out there, you get Jeremiah Fears, you got Derek Queen. So you have a solid roster. And again, you're just banking on if Zion can stay healthy. And then guess what? If you get sick of Zion, he might be like, you might have to just put him on the move. And you can go ahead and you'll see what you can get, a Zion deal. And, with how the CBA is currently structured and stuff like that, it may, be a little bit funny, but you'll be able to net back some picks and be able to kind of fill out, a really solid roster. So I think they're in a good spot too.
The thing about a Zion trade is tricky because I think the best time to trade him would be in the offseason.
Yeah.
But then it's like it's a slippery slope because it's like, okay, if we wait during the middle of the season, it's like we're ready to trade him now. Something had to go wrong. Like he had to be injured or something. It's like, okay, that decreases his value. So it's like it's a slippery slope. It's like either we gonna commit or not. That's how I feel. But once again, I'm how I'm scared money don't make no money when it comes to some of these moves. So don't listen to me as far as as far as that part. Like what I'm saying, because I keep it forever. Like
it's gonna work out eventually. Like
just stay patient. Stay down till you come up. But DeJounte gonna come back. DeJounte gonna come back from his Achilles injury sometime during the season. I do like that backcourt with him and Jordan Poole, to be quite honest. For them to still have Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, you know what I'm saying? The center that he got last year. I do like Derek Queen, but since we here, let's go ahead. Draft recap. Did you like what they gave up for Derek Queen?
Not what they get. Yeah, I feel that was a lot, but I do feel like also Derek Queen making it that far, I think was like, okay, let's go ahead and get him. Because I kind of take a page out of your book where it's like,
go get your guy.
Go get your guy. When you have a guy that you want to identify, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go get him. Because like you said, they moved up to 13, I believe, or they acquired his rights at 13. And I just believe, like you said, when you identify someone, because people were saying it's like, it wasn't a draft where it was like everybody in the lottery people are sold on. So if you have some guys like that are in this realm or in this range, and you feel like, man, if we could just get that guy, he fits perfect for us, and we have a plan for him and we know what to do, damn it, go get him. Go get him. And I cannot be mad at that.
And I do like the skill set that he has. I mean, Zion has shown that he can play with anybody because he's had a plethora of different type of centers alongside of him, and all of them ain't been stretch five. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like that don't really matter at this point. Like I said, when it comes to the Pelicans, I'm sure I got Sean from Off the Dome Sports is definitely gonna go more in depth. As far as the Pelicans, I do like the moves. I'm not saying that they about to be better than what they are, but I do see the vision. Like I said, I'm good with the plan. I'm a logic guy. I do see the vision. I do see the plan. I do like it as of right now. We got the draft. Speaking of the draft, am I tripping? Is it always like this quick after the finals, or it just feels this way?
It feels this way, but it's always been this close.
I swear we at least got a week, bro.
No, it's been pretty close. It may have been a little bit faster, but I also think that's also because it went 7 games. So that extra game kind of made it feel like you didn't get that full week of time. But
and that might have been what it was. Like
teams been, and a couple other series have went 7 too. So you know what I mean? So it's like a lot of this kind of stretched out a little bit longer than sometimes you may, even if series go 5-6 games, it don't sound like much, throwing, an extra game, on a couple series, but that could add almost damn near a week just in that.
Well, the finals was always had this set date anyway.
Right. So, but I'm just saying the finals had this date, but when it's like it adds like, like stretching out that last game of the finals is basically like it's 2-3 extra days almost.
It could have been over Friday. It could have been over Thursday, right? It could have been over Thursday, and then I would have got that full week.
Exactly.
Technically, so okay, you know what? But Cooper Flag went number 1, and we had a no, we're not going to do it. But Cooper Flag went number 1. Shouts out to Cooper Flag. Shouts out to the Mavs. They got a nice front court. Like I said, they got to figure out when Kyrie's going to be back. They got to figure out they backup and starting guards till he's ready. But when you look at their roster on paper, they once again they got a good roster. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't your typical number 1 overall seed, but we already know about that being, the lottery being rigged, aspect of it. So
for sure.
Shouts out, Dylan Harper went to this, he went to the Spurs. I like it. You know what I didn't like about that though?
What?
It's more so the coverage of how the NBA is. Like I've seen on y'all, I'm gonna specifically call them out. It's Yahoo Sports. It's now all of a sudden is De'Aaron Fox the long-term fit for the Spurs? Like, what are we doing? Like, we don't have to do this. Like every time,
at all. And we talked about this on draft night with our guy Ross. It's like this is what the NBA constantly does anyway, regardless of who is on the team, like how your roster is. We're gonna draft the best player that is on the board in our minds at the time. They don't do a lot like the NFL because you're only filling out 5, okay, let me not say 5 spaces, but you're filling out about 12 to 13 spots anyway. So it's like, let's just get the talent on our roster and we'll figure out what we got to do to move some players and make this work or how we can make it work eventually. So it's not just like we will figure it out. We will make it happen. So again, I guarantee you, if they knew that they were getting Dylan Harper, they probably might not have even traded for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but if for the 5th,
we'd all be drunk. But guess what? At the time, it's like, all right, we want to get somebody to play next to Wemby. We want to get him, a veteran, another scorer, so somebody that we can really pair him with. And when they traded for him, I guarantee you they thought he would be the long-term option. So no, you don't have to ask, is he the long-term option or not? They're gonna take it into the offseason, take it to the court, and see, like, all right, how can we make this work? What can we do to make it work? And guess what? It also it could be good for Dylan Harper. Like, You ain't throwing Dylan Harper out there right now and be like, all right,
run the team.
You can find a role. Like, you don't have to be like, even you already had Wemby, but you don't even have to be the point guard savior for this team. You could just come in, ease your way in, and then if you start killing, guess what? We can figure something out with De'Aaron Fox after. But now we don't have to do nothing. We don't have to change nothing we doing.
But what we've learned throughout the years of basketball is that you need a secondary ball handler. Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It did sound crazy, but like, damn, we can't say nothing.
You said it before me. I was about to say it too.
I know, because it's a basketball term. Like, it's technically that's what they doing. But anyway, like, we've seen it, like, with multiple teams, unless you have that quintessential traditional point guard that, you know, that's known to handle business and, you know, can orchestrate like a Chris Paul.
Even then, because guess what?
When
injuries happen, stuff happens where you want to, like, people game plan, whatever. You want somebody else that can do it.
Even then, like, even if, let's say for example, like, you have a Andrew Nembhard type of defender that's checking you 94 feet. He's already mucking up the offense right in the day, even if you have a traditional point guard. Exactly. So you need to push the floor. You need to push the ball up the floor and have somebody else be able to initiate the offense just for that situation. I'm not saying that you can't get past him. You can't do that, but he's making you exert energy and making you, you know, make the clock go down. And he's mucking up the offense just off checking you 94 feet. So of course you need another secondary playmaker. So of course, Fox, and I've come through that. I've grown with my knowledge of thinking about how this go, because like we've moved to positionless basketball, but even still, then even if you go back to positions, like you can break it down to say guards, wings, bigs. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily have to be point guard, shooting guard, small forward, but it need to be guards, wings, bigs. You know what I'm saying? That had to change.
And here's my thing also, when people are talking about, oh, what are you going to do with De'Aaron Fox now? Is he the long-term option and stuff like that? Guess what? They both can get a bucket too. So it's like they both know how to, you know, facilitate, play make, and all of that, but they also both know how to get a bucket. And so it's just like, all right, cool. It's not like, oh, he's our primary point guard, quote unquote, primary, you know, ball handler or whatever the case may be. And then if someone else comes in, like a whole offense breaks down, nobody knows how to get a bucket. Like, bro, you got Wemby out there. You still got, like I said, you can play. I don't think nobody gets played off the floor, and I think you could play them two together if you wanted to, and you can still run your offense. I don't think it changes anything that it does, because again, to me, it's almost like saying, "Oh, dang, why would y'all get have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Who's going to be the long term? You know, nah, they played together. Like, they both know how to bring the ball up court. They both know how to do these certain things. They both are interchangeable, and they can help each other out. I don't see why they can't do the same thing in San Antonio. I like the pick because, again, when you go on BPA, just make it get your guys in and make it happen.
But you think about the two teams we saw in the final. You think Andrew Nembhard is a shooting guard?
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like you think he's a shooting guard? No, he's a guard. He was a point guard. Like,
right.
But you have Halliburton in there. Okay, boom, they playing together. Think about SJ and Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams was a point guard in college.
Yeah.
He just had a little growth spurt. He got a little bigger, and all of a sudden he, played above his size. But he was a guard, so of course they can play together. Like I said, I had to grow. Like, this ain't like Steph and Monte Ellis. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's a different NBA, because matter of fact, in this NBA, that might be lethal. But back then, of course, it was more position slotted, and you had to play your position, you had to play your role, and that couldn't coexist back then. You put it in this now, man. Listen, okay.
And even still, like I know it's not all the way like translation, but you could literally have at times on the court Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, and Aaron Nesmith. Like all like I know they technically say Nesmith is a small forward or a wing, but but it's like damn, like they all kind of are interchangeable. They all can facilitate the offense, run the offense, bring the ball up court, stuff like that, and it's not an issue. Just coach it. It's fine.
Coach
it. Coach it.
Man, let's get to the real crux of the draft, man. The highlight of the draft, like, because Cooper Flagg wasn't the highlight. We all knew Cooper Flagg was going to be the pick since day one. I guess so. The intrigue, the hype was all gone. Nah, you definitely ain't missing. We right here, my brother. We right here.
The talk of the draft, Common Malone. Oh,
Ace Bailey. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to orchestrate his path to a team that he wanted to. He was telling certain teams in the top 5 that he didn't want to be drafted. He was canceling meetings. He was canceling workouts. And initially, I'm gonna let you go. But initially, we said personally, we're like, yo, he getting some bad advice. What's going on? And I took a different approach because I'm like, I want to be better. You know what I'm saying? About how I talk about some of these people. And I thought about it. I'm like, yo, Ace is still a kid. So why am I about to be overly critical on a kid? Because the natural reaction that you have for this situation is, oh, he better ball. Or he better be like that. He better be legit. Because if he trash, we gonna hear about it. And that's all true. I'm not saying that it's not true. You know what I'm saying? He could, because you better hoop. But at the same time, that shouldn't be your first reaction when we dealing, when we dealing with a kid. You know what I'm saying? Has he been getting bad advice? Did he get bad advice? I believe so. Like I said, but his logic or his understanding by trying to get to some of them teams that he wanted to get to, I didn't disagree with his logic, bro. I did understand what he was trying to do.
What is your take on kind of what is your perception of what he was trying to do?
He was trying to get, if you know who he is as a hooper, like I said, he's a go-getter, bucket getter, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get out of the way. I'm about to do my thing. At this, why would I want to go? And I'm not picking on this team, and I know I got Ross's here, but if I'm Ace, why would I want to go to the Sixers? You feel what I'm saying? I'm not about to get that opportunity to cook, bro. Embiid is Embiid's team. Maxey is still ascending, and Paul George is still on this roster, bro. I'm about to just be a glorified role player there. I do not want to go there. You feel what I'm saying? But if I go to a team like Brooklyn, where I can actually, Cam Johnson, they definitely been trying to trade Cam Johnson since last year. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can easily go to Brooklyn and be the man in Brooklyn and actually showcase my talent and be a foundation to something they could actually build around.
Right.
Same thing that he thought about going to the Wizards and stuff like that. I get it. You think about some of these teams that he was rumored to want to go to. You be like, bro, these teams is ass. Like, what are you doing? Your IQ is terrible to want to go to DC. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about it, I'm free to play basketball.
And I get that. But the thing about it is, where he went, he is going to be free to play basketball. Like
I was good.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. But he's going to be free to play basketball in Utah. Like I know you may not have wanted to go there, but I think that he's going to be able to be free to play basketball. I think Danny Ainge, he will try and make some shit happen to even get you, players to get what you need. And we just talked about how the NBA did, what they needed to do to get Cooper Flagg in Dallas. Hey, AJ DeBansa playing right there at BYU this year. They paid a whole bunch of money to bring him to Utah for college. Think the NBA ain't gonna try and do something to keep him there in Utah because he already building that fan base. And so then you get Ace Bailey and AJ DeBansa in Utah.
Yo, I never knew where BYU was at.
You didn't know. You didn't.
That's why
I thought some breaking news came across the screen. I'm like, what happened? Who got traded? Did we find somebody for Bradley Beal?
That's why I looked at you. I'm like, yo, BYU was in Utah.
Yes, bro. BYU is in Utah.
I never knew what BYU was at, bro.
Hey, man. It's like, all right, shit. They don't matter anyway.
Oh my god! But now that makes sense again because once again we've already acknowledged that the NBA lottery is rigged. They are not rewarding your ass for taking, bro.
Yeah.
So you have a Larry Marketing on your teams as of now. You still have a Walker Kessler. You still have Colin Sexton. I know he's on an expiring contract. Also, Jordan Clarkson is on an expiring contract. You're probably going to move them as well.
Going nowhere. I think Jordan Clarkson. He's like, hey, I
You know
love
what
it.
time
Here. They love me.
You know what time it is.
I'm the king around here.
But you have a roster that could actually be competitive, because if you want to be honest, Utah been starting off annoying as hell every year since we can think about it. It's like, hey, bro, is Utah really good? And then they realize, hold on, we're a little too good.
Really don't in.
Come on now. So now I can see that vision. I didn't even think. Obviously, I didn't think of that at far because I didn't know BYU was there. So, but to your point though, I'm going hammer it home. Pause. The NBA is definitely not rewarding taking anymore. Like you're gonna have to try to do something. You know what I'm saying? You could be organically ass.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You could definitely be organically ass, but you're gonna like make it look like you're trying.
You can't be purposeful.
Right.
You know, purposely ass. It's more asses out here.
But yeah, I like and again, like I understand that, you know, these is, you know, kids and young adults. But damn, I didn't like how Ace Bailey reacted, man. That
bruh.
To me, I truly didn't like that, just as a competitor and like a former athlete, you know, in a sense. But again, also, like I kind of want to say it, man, take it back to my thoughts of just like, man, AAU ruined a lot of this shit, man. Cause it's just like, what do you mean you out here like pouting because you made it to the NBA, but you're not on the team that you wanted to go to? Like, dog, like they could have, bro. Man, let this have been the NFL, man. And then you be over there looking like Shador, talking about, oh, I'm not going to this team. Okay, you're not going to no team. How about that? And then again, go take your ass into Utah. You know, I'll be ready to send motherfuckers.
Yeah, anybody, you say anybody to Utah.
I'll be ready to send motherfuckers to Utah. So like, just like they did Shador, sent him to Cleveland. Hey, gone to Utah. And now you gotta hoop somewhere where you, bro, because guess what? Like, I understand, you know, there are certain things about the draft that isn't fair and stuff like that, you know, people like to throw out there, but it is what it is. A lot of players didn't go to great situations and stuff like that. A lot of players been in terrible situations, but guess what? Hey, bro, you go out here and you do what you're supposed to do. You can mess around and be like Jordan Clarkson. People be like, damn, Jordan Clarkson still in the league? Oh, damn, Jordan Clarkson made $200 million over his career? How the hell? Or you could just ball out, hoop, and then when your time comes, go be Donovan Mitchell. Go somewhere else.
And it was another dude that got drafted by the Raptors. I can't think of his name right now, but he because he was about to go before us, like he was about to come to us. I can't remember. It wasn't Crowder. It was a dude with the white girlfriend.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I
but
forgot
it
we're
was,
live.
but it was him, and he was like, bro, I'm going to Toronto. It was like, do you know where you're going? Like, I mean,
And
bare
like,
minimum, your city is
and
lit. So,
your
like,
city, bro. Let me see where dude is from.
I don't give a damn where he from.
Keep going though, real quick.
Yeah, I don't give. But the fact that you brought it up, you said AAU coach. This is another product of NIL. Like, this is the negative product of NIL. Like I said, I get it. We wasn't privileged enough to understand being in that green room in the NBA draft. Most of the time, you get invited to that green room. The experience of you get drafted. You feel what I'm saying? We don't see those moments. We don't see those Mark Jackson moments of you were supposed to get drafted here and you falling in the draft. I get it. It's another dude, Cam Whitmore, who's on the trade block now for the Rockets. He was falling in the draft for some odd reason, based off of that. But he fell in the draft. He still went drafted. We don't really have those moments in the NBA. So it's like, bro, for you to sit there and be like, bro, they drafted me. You sitting there, where you from, bro? Where you from?
Columbia, South Carolina.
And you mad about going to
Toronto? Bro, you might as well. Hey, dog.
Yeah.
And I understand there are some players who don't necessarily enjoy going to Toronto because of travel requirements and going, always having to go through customs. Hey, dog, but you about to go to Toronto. If you go out there and hoop, you about to be a king out there. They gonna treat you right because it's all they like.
That's all they got.
That's all they got. They show up. You like your city lit, your crowd be lit. Like, and I'm sure Colin Murray Boyles, I'm sure most likely you're probably a Drake fan. If you go out there and hoop, he gonna show you love. And he already trying to find somebody to replace that DeMar DeRozan void in his heart.
Yup. Kawhi left him. He's still good with Kyle. Kyle Lowry ain't said a word. Kyle Lowry, no.
Kyle said, "Hey man, I'm just here to hoop."
Yeah, you know what's happening.
I'm just here to hoop, dog. But my thing is like, bro, like it's crazy. Like
it was wild to see, bro. Like I see the memes say that they don't even cry no more when they get drafted. Like,
you know who did? My guy, Calvin Maluak. I was like, yeah, my nigga, my dog ready to be in the NBA. He told a story. He was like, man, when we were in the Olympics, Devin Booker came up to me, man. We were out at dinner. He had his own table, and he just said, man, keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to see you soon. And I knew he meant I'm going to see you in the league soon, giving me my props. But now I'm on his team. And that's what really made me emotional. I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, to me, it's just like, bro, like even VJ, like, shout out to Ross. He just put up VJ story. And I understand people, like some people say, oh, that he was overdrafted. It don't matter, but it come from also him saying like, bro, like we had to live off a generator. Like I had to watch my mom struggle. I had to do this. And bro, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it this offseason when they was like, bro, ain't no more trench babies in the NBA.
VJ showed up.
And VJ showed up. And again, that's another thing, bro. Like, hey, like, and it makes it interesting. And I think that's one of the like, regardless of like what you feel like about Anthony Edwards, it makes it intriguing because it's like, bro, you're not getting these polished dudes, you're not getting these like entitled dudes who just feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. Like, I ain't about to what do you want? Like, you want me to be the number 3 option? No, like I used to score 25 in my EYBL circuit. Like, no, like, bro, this is the NBA. Like, and so now defense? I don't even know how to like, bro, they don't even know how to do the Cupid shuffle, let alone shuffle their feet. So it's just like, what do you mean? But again, that's why it's just like, man, some of these reactions, like, dog, like, bro, you do not know what just happened to you? Like this ain't given.
Speaking of VJ, what better city to go to than Philly? That's gonna appreciate hard work, grit, grind. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna hold him down.
Yeah, and like I said, if he reciprocates that love that they're gonna give him for working hard, bruh, come on, bruh. Like he gonna be good in the city forever. Especially
Yeah.
being a Meek video. Being a Meek
Oh,
video.
easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Bro, if you hoop in Philly, you good. Like that's what happened with Ben Simmons, bro. Like
Yeah.
you didn't give maximum effort, bro. They are not necessarily spoiled, but
When you
they
are
spoiled
one
with
of
hard
their,
workers, dog.
right.
Like,
When you and then you will always become one of their own if you show that, hey, like I'm doing this for like the love. I'm doing this for y'all. Bro, like even Jerry McCain, they love Jerry McCain. He do not fit Philly at all. But you know what he do?
Work.
He come in and who?
Work.
Who?
And they look past all the other imperfections, all the other things. They don't care about nothing. They ride for Jerry McCain because like you came in, you worked, you embraced it, you put in, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Yeah.
you gotta think about if you from Philly. I mean, you're a Philly fan, Sixers fan, bro. You had Dr. J, bro. Like, even if you not our age, bro.
Dr. J was knocking dudes out on the court. Me, they jumped. Didn't they jump Larry Bird?
He put the paws on that. That's how I know Dr. J was fed up. You know, because he a smooth dude, right? You don't get called Dr. J. They don't give you no nickname like that if you put like, but like you said,
he said, I'm surgical with these.
That then AI took it to a whole nother level. AI was
Bro,
the
you
whole
work because you got 12 kids. That's why you work hard.
They talking about wrong. Like AI was the epitome of Philly. Like you say, it was more of a we could see what was going on. He was the epitome of what. So you got to do that. You don't have to win. Like you say, you only got to win, bro. You just got to work hard, bro. Like you said, think about all the dudes that are like Drew Holiday, Iguodala. Like they love these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the fact that you just come in and work. So I like you have to target. So think about you going through the draft process and Ace Bailey say he don't want to work out for y'all. What?
All right,
bro. And then you got VJ ready to work out in what, bare feet in the concrete? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
VJ, like, I'm on Broad Street right now. I'm about to pull up.
Yeah, I'm ready, whatever, man.
And so, and again, man, that's why, and like I said, it's just like I hate to be like, spoiled, like, oh, like spoiled, entitled. But to me, that's like that was some spoiled, entitled stuff talking about like, and I understand controlling your destiny.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but like I understand trying to, but certain things are out of your control. Because again, also, that's what some of the people was complaining about with all like these NBA players already trying to request trades and say, oh, I'm only like trade me, but these the only teams that I want to play for. It's like, bro,
can you blame them?
I can't blame them. But what I've also said is, y'all go, like, remember we had that conversation. Y'all gonna ruin it to a point where they about to start putting shit in place where you can't do that, and they've already started, putting that stuff in place. And I'm sorry, dog, you entered your name in the draft, and when you enter your name in the draft, you can't enter your name in the draft for 12 teams.
It was going, and I don't want to I don't want to make you mad, but this different from the Jamal Stewart type of situation. Like the NBA, when they draft you, they got your rights.
Yeah,
it ain't nothing you can do. It ain't no way you can go. It ain't nothing you can do without the Utah Jazz permission. And like I said, the Utah Jazz have an obligation at this point to stop this right now, here and now. So don't nobody else try to pull this stunt. You know what I'm saying? Because if they trade him,
did you hear that Ace he didn't fly out to Utah with the other draft pick, so he ain't even there right now?
Yeah, but it's also the report that they fixed that. He gonna be there Saturday. You know
right. I get
that,
but
he had till Monday. So they was pushing it like, hey, look, your ass should have been here yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But like, you got till Monday to get it together, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So if we got but it is reports that he gonna be there Saturday. So somebody might have got it to his head like, hey, look, you gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
It damn sure wasn't his agent, because I just seen him on the on Instagram.
Because think about it, bro. The Jazz ain't got no problem being trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can do this again. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can do this again. So it ain't gonna benefit you. Like I said, you can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere. You better come hoop. And that's the thing about it. At the end of the day,
bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just different, because that direct deposit gonna hit.
You are different. You are different, bro. You ain't
You're
get,
right.
bro. He had money. He ain't broke. He ain't coming to the league, bro. NIL different, bro. It's a different era, bro. We gotta read.
NIL different, but I also understand
it
that.
won't. I mean, it ain't life changing money.
I'm about to say that first check might be at like damn near what he about to make, like what he made in NIL. You
Absolutely.
get what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, hey, to me, I'm like, man, you know what, Utah? All right, I heard they got some nice mountains. Let me go ahead and learn how to ski out this month or something like that. Like,
bro.
And then my thing, when it comes to basketball, I understand. Like, you know what? You trying to, get into maybe a situation that fits you the best. Even though, like I said, I do feel from what he said that he want to do when it comes to Brooklyn and Washington, that also can play a factor in Utah as well. Because again, you named a whole bunch of people that's on expiring contracts. Like, dog, they coming, like they building for you. You feel what I'm saying? So you can do everything that you said you wanted to do in Houston. In Washington and Brooklyn. And then, like, even if it's like, bro, I don't want to live in Utah, dog. You one of the rare sports that got the summer off. You get the off season in the summer, dog. You can live where you want to, and even if you have a home in Utah during the season, you ain't gonna be there all the time.
What's 82 divided by 2?
42, 41.
Bro, you got 41 games on the road. You ain't really living in Utah.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
You can you just need a little apartment to go to in Utah when you there, and you there for training camp and stuff like that, getting ready for the season and little home stretches. Outside of that, bro, you on the road.
Yeah, you ain't gotta live there, dog. Like you said, I feel you. You ain't want to go there. I understand. Cool.
You there now?
Like you say, but y'all go on these road trips.
Bring the trench babies back, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get yours, man. But before we move on, how you feel about? I don't think we talked about this last year, but how you feel about the 2-day format with the NBA draft?
I don't like it. Because I understand you want to give everyone their shine and stuff like that. To me, I understand everything they want in prime time, but man, I'm not tuning into the second round of the NBA draft, dog. I'm not. And I understand, football was able to do it where they can make, their draft a spectacle and stuff like that. But it's just something a little bit different about the NFL. To me, if you're gonna do it, like, hey man, push the draft up an hour, and you can still kind of have it in prime time. Push it up an hour, make both rounds on the same day, and then just do like they do in the NFL. Make them second round draft picks. That time you can condense that a whole bunch. You feel me?
I do like the format, to be quite honest. I do like the 2-day format, and I could be biased because my team has benefited from the 2-day format of being able to make a deal and it's not having to rush. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I get it. I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not about to overly champion this joint. Like I said, I didn't watch the second round. Like you said, so don't make it seem like I'm not trying to make it seem like this is just the grand scheme of this is a great plan and everything. But I do think that it's easier to make sound moves and decisions with more time to do those. You know what I'm saying? You had a whole day to prepare. Like I said, the Lakers ended up trading twice. You know what I'm saying? And they had to do that.
Phoenix,
and like you said,
look, Phoenix did a whole bunch. Bunch.
Because they had more time. And then on top of that, we're not getting these dudes. We're not getting Jokic Yusuf that's getting drafted, and he may not even come over here. They are really correct me if I'm wrong. Past 2 years, we are starting to get some of our dudes drafted and put in systems, because with the new CBA, they need these second round draft pick. The the second round with this current CBA, second round draft picks are more valuable now. I'm not saying that they're that damn valuable, but they are important at this point. They ain't just throwaways at this point.
I like the ones that we picked up. Shit.
Same. So, hey, I can't say his name, but the dude, the athletic dude that they got from the Lakers, he gonna show off in the summer league. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get an opportunity to get your own, get them in summer league, and do what do what you do. Cause stop getting these dudes from overseas that ain't coming. Cause if they was really like that, they'd be first round draft picks. You can go get them. You can go sign them.
Yeah.
So stop playing with it. Like that's the aspect of it that I like. It give you more emphasis on your own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be overly like I'm not, not hating on European players or overseas players at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, if you're not coming over here, what's the point? Like
almost wasting the asset
you
just so I can have
you wasting
so I can have your rights, and then you might not ever suit up for me.
And that's what we've been getting at when we had it when we got the draft in 2 days. I mean, in 1 day. The whole second round was pretty much, this dude we got drafted from Russia, he ain't coming. Oh, we got just from Brazil, he ain't coming. This dude we got Yugoslavia, he ain't coming. Like, we got a whole draft for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then Fran Fraschilla, he trying to show highlights and tell us what's going on and be like, yeah, he ain't coming. We don't know when he coming. Like, what was the whole point of the second round? Because then next thing you know, you got to now you got to skip to Stephen A to have an interview or talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make any sense. I do like the 2-day format because at the end of the day,
I mean, I respect it. Like I said, just to me, it's just like, get it over with. But I feel you.
We ain't watch it if it was 1 day.
That's also true.
First off, they didn't already set up the draft after the lottery. You really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's one of these notable college dudes that we waiting on to see where he drafted at. You know what I'm saying? And those days been over. Like, I'm speaking for myself because I don't really watch college basketball like that. Like, no more because of the way that some of the things that they doing. And I'm about to start watching less and less because what's the point? Auburn whole team our age.
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? They whole team our age. They ain't coming to the draft. Feel what I'm saying? Like, I can vividly remember like waiting for Juan Dixon to get drafted. I'm aging myself, but you knew who Juan Dixon was. Feel what I'm saying? You're like, damn, when he gonna get drafted? Boom, 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 all the way to the Wizards. Okay, cool. That's what you was watching the draft for, bro. We had that moment with Jace Richardson. Did anybody care other than cares? Our Magic fan.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying?
I think
it's nasty, bro.
And I don't know. It almost feels like now it's like we're so detached. It feels like I'm so detached. Yeah.
Feels it. Bro, like I said, he like, bro, I'll deal with it. Like, bro, it's a lot of people when we talk about the NFL draft. There's a lot of people that ask us, why y'all really cover the draft? Like, why y'all draft nerds or why y'all like the draft so much? It don't matter. Yeah. I'll deal and here's some of the stuff that they say. I'll learn the player when we get them. Whoever we drafted, and I'll figure it out then.
Like, but
I'll handle rebuttal.
I feel so detached from a lot of like the college like basketball, and it's just like in a different level than I do with college football in a sense where it's just like I know these players, I've watched them, I've seen them, but like even the older guys, you still watch them because just like you kind of want to see like how is it gonna go. But even with the NBA now, it's almost like maybe it's because these like the old like maybe it's because the rosters are so limited. It still feels like some of these players that go after pick 15, 16, 17, who knows when we gonna see them again. Maybe that's why. And with the NFL, it's just like, bro, some of these dudes that's getting picked in round 6, round 7, some of these dudes like they still make up, the majority of your roster. They still are going to be actual like factors. They may not be your star, but some of them dudes might play 300 snaps for you in a season kind of thing. And with the NBA, it's like some of these dudes, like they get buried at the end of the bench. And it's just like, oh, damn, I forgot they had them. And then next thing you know, oh, he's been packaged in a 3-team deal and he's at another team. Like, damn, when he get there? Like, oh, right.
Bro, it's getting to the point that we know some of the two-way players more than we know some of the drafted players.
Exactly.
Man. But I mean, shouts out, man. Where you want to go to next? You want to stick with the Achilles or you want to go to the collusion?
Let's go to the collusion.
All right. There you go. Set the table, my brother.
Man, our guy Pablo Torre Finds Out was able to kind of do some undercover reporting. And also I want to say shout out to Pablo because I feel like he's in a lane where he actually wants to be in kind of reporting and not doing a bunch of text. But he uncovered a story, I can't remember in conjunction with who, but that the NFL owners actually participated in some form, as they say, allegedly, of collusion stemming from the Deshaun Watson contract going into the Lamar Jackson contract. And what they say is basically, hey, let's try and limit some of these fully guaranteed deals. And so that was a pretty large report. And although I actually feel like it wasn't as big of a story as it should have been. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Go ahead.
Because I'm like, hey, dog, like to me, that should have been like widespread. Like the NFL is like has been participating in collusion, but the NFL so good, they're like, no, we just said just limit it and stuff like that. But also it goes back to a bunch of other things where it's like, yo, we've been saying y'all been doing this for quite some time. Like, oh, nobody, like, I know people gonna roll their eyes, especially you. We've been saying, hey, y'all been colluding to keep Kaepernick out.
Oh, I was gonna say that, so I ain't gonna roll my eyes.
Okay, cool. But it's just like, yeah, this kind of shows it. Hey, Brian Flores, you got a little bit of shit to say, dog. And so it's just like I think this was a nasty report, and it's so crazy that it's not being as blown up as it is.
It caught. I think he should have. I think he should have waited on the report because I get it. It's the dead period, and I do understand that NFL is king, and most of the time when we get an NFL story, it trumps whatever we're talking about. But this was one of those stories where we had the same reaction, like, yeah, we knew this. Like, yeah, we knew. Like, so it couldn't get the traction that it really deserved or we wanted because it was like, yeah, we knew. Like,
kind of makes sense. And
yeah, because like you said, we all seen it what happened when especially when the Lamar Jackson situation came
we said it. And then
the fact about Arthur Blank told on himself. See, they were smooth. The owners were smooth with trying to cover their tracks, right? Arthur Blank was like, yeah, his injury history is the reason why we didn't go after him. But then the next year, you go sign Kirk Cousins off an Achilles injuries, like one of the worst injuries for especially for a stationary quarterback and an older quarterback.
An older stationary quarterback at that.
Like, and so don't tell us it was the injury for the thing about like
then drafted Michael Penix.
Somebody else that had an injury history. So once again, you are the whole epitome of the collusion. We don't need nobody else right then and there. We just need your stuff.
And then you know, this is one of the things that me and you went back and forth on, where it was just like you brought up, like, hey, teams were saying like, we don't want to do, like, you're negotiating for you.
Now that's the meeting that they should have been having, and that should have been the unified word that they were saying. Hey, no, right. We not trying to do the dirty work for the Ravens. This is y'all mess. Y'all deal with it. And you know what? We couldn't have said nothing about it.
Couldn't have said nothing. But again, a lot of these teams are saying, "Oh, we're happy with our quarterback situation," because it was a couple other teams that we were just like, "Hey, dog, why ain't y'all doing this?" type thing. And
we serious?
Like, because my thing was like do it, because if they really about this life, bro, you about to change the course of your franchise. Everybody's looking for a quarterback. Everybody. So I don't care if I got to negotiate for him. Shit, I would do it, and I would break the system. All right,
If y'all-
yeah, because
if y'all really wasn't colluding,
right. If you really wasn't colluding, you wouldn't be in the like trying to do things on the premise of for the market. You would be doing things for the betterment of your team. But hey, like I said, I just can't believe like people still like on these platforms talking about does Dak have something left to prove when we we legit have like not I won't say hardcore evidence, but you have like you can really argue like, hey dog, the league should have to answer for this.
it was John Mara was one of the ones that was quoted, and he said, "If I went to Jerry Jones and said don't pay Dak Prescott such and such this, he would laugh in my face." I'm sitting there like, okay, this is the example that we're using. Like, all right, bet we cool. Yes, Jerry Jones would laugh in your face. That is true. This statement that you're making is true. Just like we laughed at your fucking face when y'all signed Daniel Jones. Like
exactly.
Like, all right, bro. Like, so
was that the team? Was that one of the teams that we was talking about? That was like
probably
because
they had Daniel Jones.
Because they had Daniel Jones, and I was like, or it was either that or somebody went out and signed somebody like Mitch Trubisky or something like that, and it was just like, why you saying you fine with your quarterback situation and you about to go bring in this person who's 10 times asser?
Yeah. It like I said, man, it was one of those, like I said, this report could have got blown up way bigger than what it was if they would have waited. Like next week, what's going on next week?
Probably baseball.
Feel what I'm saying?
But also, I just feel like
no disrespect to baseball, but like I said, this story would have hit next week.
But the thing about it is, I kind of understand why Pablo had to do it also, because just like this is a big story.
Yeah, it is.
And you want that on your jacket. So it's like
somebody else might got it too.
Right. Like I can't just sit around and hope like let me wait for the right time, because I may not know who else was able to get this information and be able to uncover some of this stuff. So let me go ahead and get it out there. But also, I think it hurts because unfortunately, I think it hurts because Pablo ain't with ESPN no more either.
Yep.
Because Pablo went to Meadowlark, and Meadowlark and them, they already had some beef with ESPN anyway. So I think that with
what is Meadowlark?
Meadowlark is Dan Le Batard is somebody else's like company, like media company.
So it's their company. So like I said, yeah. So you don't have that push behind you.
Yeah.
You don't have that push, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's more nuance of like we see it. Of course, because we all saw it. Like I said, it was on all the publications and all this stuff. We saw it, and maybe the big shows will pick it up and talk about it. Who knows? But like you said, you don't have that push behind you for it to actually hit like you wanted to. So like you say, not being with ESPN definitely hurt him on this case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Oh damn, Meadowlark. That's where so it's John Skipper and Le Batard.
John Skipper used to work for ESPN.
The former, right? Yeah. So that's why they had the beef.
Yeah.
So
they might not ever ESPN might not ever say nothing about this one.
Yeah.
Better hope FS1 get it.
Yeah, they founded it in 2021. Le Batard and John Skipper.
Yeah, you better hope Colin.
Yeah, so they not getting that push. ESPN like we ain't finna blow up y'all stuff.
No. Yeah, matter of fact, somebody else gonna get the same document that Pablo had.
Watch Adam Schefter gonna get it in like 2 weeks, and they're like, new findings in the NFL scandal or some shit like that.
Nah, they ain't gonna let Adam Schefter get it because Adam Schefter is
he too tapped in.
He beloved. They gonna get like somebody like Jeremy Fowler or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, that's tapped in but a little lower that can cause some ruffles. That can, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick Perkins breaks the NFL collusion story. and Marley, these all
I tried to tell you back in the day what
Hey.
they used to do. They used to put your picture. Get
Mold the moody. Mold the moody. Mold the moody. Hey, all right, it's time to go.
Get Perk out of here. I don't be that mad at Perk, no. Everybody be mad at Perk, no. For some reason, I don't be mad at Perk, no. Like, I know who Perk is. That's probably why. I'll be like, you know what? Talk to him, Big Perk.
Oh, bro, draft night. Him and Bill Simmons. I meant to send it to you. Him and Bill Simmons got smoked now.
I've seen him in the conference, but he's like, I'm gonna respond to him. He said Monday.
Yeah,
but what
he's
did
like,
Ben Simmons initially say though?
I can't remember. I think Ben Simmons said like he criticized. I think it was the Raptors draft picks or something like that. He started criticizing the Raptors draft picks, and so Perk didn't deserve it. He didn't, but so Perk got in the car, and he was like, "I'm gonna dress you on Monday." And then Bill Simmons was like, "Oh, I thank you for getting on your platform and spending 2 minutes of time to talk about me on how you're gonna address me on Monday." Like Bill Simmons stood tall. He's like, "Bro, I ain't worried about you."
It's not about him standing tall. It's about he know Perk is never going to do anything to him, and that's the problem that I have with this era. Is like you can say whatever you want to say with no repercussions, because it's like you say, if Perk do anything to Bill Simmons, he's in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Bill Simmons knows that, so he can talk to him any kind of way that he want to talk to him. And
but it's like again, we saw how they started caping for Stephen A. when Bron pressed him, and they're like, "Oh, why you do that to a 60-year-old man? This and that." It's just like, did y'all not hear what he been saying? It's my whole career.
Yeah,
not just now. It's like, but the moment I actually say something, I've been quiet my whole career. And now when I address him in the manner he told me to address him, he always tell people, "Come see me as a man face to face. I'll be outside."
Now you go see him. So what did Bill Simmons say something that? I'm on his page now. I'm on his Instagram, and all he talked about was he talked about the Pelicans and he talked about the Jazz. Ace Bailey. He said on Twitter.
Yeah, I believe so. What? Hold on,
I was on Instagram.
All right, so it says, so it was the draft coverage. So Simmons described his decision between the different ESPN NBA draft broadcasts, one of which featured Perkins as a choice between taking a samurai sword and jamming it into my temple, or taking a chainsaw and sawing my leg off. Basically saying that, hey, the NBA coverage on ESPN is super trash.
Bro, we had conversations about that.
Exactly. And then Simmons went on, in on Perkins' suggestions that the Toronto Raptors could be one of the 6 best teams in the Eastern Conference in the 2025-26 season. He said the Raptors took Colin Murray-Boyles, and Perk said they have the pieces to be a top 6 team in the East, Simmons said. And at that point, I started looking for a third ESPN channel, but there were only 2 covering the draft.
Well, hold on. All right, man. That's not a wild. That's a wild statement. In the East.
In the East, it's not a wild statement. All things considered, I can say
you got a full season. Manuel Quickly, RJ Bird, Brandon. That's not Jennings.
Scotty Barnes.
I know Scotty Barnes. I'm talking about Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram. Yes.
Yeah. You still got Jakob Poeltl at this point. Like I said, you got to just draft pick. Like I said. They couldn't gel together because, like you said, you went drafted. Not drafted, but you traded for Ingram in the middle of the season last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me that the pieces that we just named, they can't be the 6th seed in the East? Like, they just ass. Like, we just named ass roster.
Yeah, and remember, we did this last episode with all the injuries that happened. They finished 11th in the East last season.
Now that's ass.
That's ass. Finishing 11th in the East is pretty ass. But it's possible that they could jump the Bulls. I mean, who knows what the Heat might be? And then we think that the Pacers may take a step back. I mean, it ain't crazy. It ain't crazy.
The Pacers not gonna take a regular season step back. They're gonna take a playoff step back. But regular season, they're gonna still make the playoffs, I believe, because they got Rick Carlisle. No, right. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Right. But I'm just like, think about it, bro. Like you said, the Bulls, like they had it. Like the Raptors did have injuries this year. Let's not make it seem like they were just like a fully healthy team, and they just went out there and they were just trash. Like they dealt with some injuries. Like you can't in this East. We keep saying the East trash, and then next thing you know it, when we bring up a team, next thing now all of a sudden they don't have a chance. Like he ain't say the Wizards. Feel what I'm saying? Like you can't. I get it. It's Perk. Like I get it. It's Perk.
Right.
And he Perk say some crazy stuff. I get it, but like, God damn, right? But based off the coverage, we had this conversation. We had a conversation in our private chat with our guy Marcus. He was like, "Bro, I don't want to listen to this." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I got Dane on the same thread on Facebook. He like, "Bro, I really wish that somebody else would cover the NBA draft other than ESPN." So
yep.
I'm not saying they are only two people that I've had conversations with about it, but hey, they are echoing the same thing that other people are saying.
And that's why I was about to say I'm not mad at what Bill Simmons said, and I think coming off of his frustration with the coverage and then hearing that, sometimes you could be like, all right, man. Like,
yeah, they just say anything, right?
Like it can kind of be one of those things, especially I understand a team finishing 11th in the East and just saying like, oh yeah, this could be one of the top 6 teams and stuff like that. When in all actuality, a top 6 team ain't that crazy because that just means you missed the play-in basically. But
in the East,
I mean, in the East. And so, like I said, it's plausible. No, I don't want to say it's plausible. I want to say it's possible.
Okay, yeah,
it's possible. Like you said, with Brandon Ingram, you add in some of those pieces. You have your health, and who knows what they can do. But I feel him on the coverage of it. So
yeah, the coverage is that. Like you say, like Stephen A. going on a full classic Stephen A. rant about the Mark Williams trade. Like it was really worth that.
And my thing about it is like, hey, dog. Well, we just supposed to let this 18-year-old come in just immediately and just start like right away. Like, and I understand he's great, but also sometimes you want to like that be the problem. Like ease this dude in. Pause. You like have to me that shows that you got a plan because
he hasn't been playing basketball long, bro.
Exactly, and it shows to me you have a plan because guess what? Some of his comps were Mark Williams, right?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like now it's just like, okay, you're not an 18-year-old coming in the league and having to be that defensive anchor for an NBA team night in and night out. And you don't have nobody there to kind of like spell you. Because again, some of the the other centers that we got might end up being gone anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, I get it when already having Nick Richards on the team, like you say, I get it. Like, okay, and y'all was you wanted him to come off the bench anyway to be the backup center anyway. So it's like, okay, cool. It seemed a little redundant. All right, bet. Now it's reports that y'all plan on trying to move Nick Richards. So it's like, okay, like you said, it's a plan. Like, exactly, you didn't like the trade. Okay, cool. But it didn't warrant a vintage
full rant. Like,
yeah, like
you talking about Josh Gordon getting busted with some weed.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is like to me, like, especially I as things currently stand, Mark Williams is the best center on this roster, like right now, by far. So even if we got Nick Richards already and we draft him at number 10, if you have the ability to get somebody who can give you 20 and 10, why not?
Yeah.
And then also like, if you want to say we're going up against OKC and they running out there with a lineup of Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet, guess what? We got something for that.
Yeah.
And then so like you see what I'm saying? So it's just
more teams are going to, like you said, the more teams are starting to do two big man lineups. Like you said,
Exactly.
we just seen it in the finals. Like you say, I get it. Siakam is not 7 feet tall, but he's a big. Miles Turner, the big, bringing on Obi Toppin, a big. Like the Rockets, Sangoon, Sam Adams, like you know what I'm saying.
Steven Adams. I do that
yeah,
shit all the time.
yeah, Steven Adams.
But
same thing. Timberwolves, Gobert, Nas Reed, Randall. Like these dudes is playing like multiple big. Mitchell Robinson, Cat. Like teams is going back to multiple.
shit,
bigs
Thomas
now.
Bryant, and Miles Turner.
Teams are going back to multiple bigs, bro. Like it's not even. And
my last point also about that was that also was the weakest spot on our team last year.
So let's
is
make
center.
something.
So it's just like, so now, even if Mark Williams does have an injury history, you have like options in place.
Yeah.
And you just not thought like, bro, dude is 18 years old. So again, you like, bro, I'm not trying to like throw him out there with some of these grown bigs that's been in the league already. Like, bro, like I'm not trying to have him like go up against Jokic. Like, bro, if he got to go up against Jokic, his 5th game in the NBA,
barbecue chicken alert, bro.
Bro, that'll mess up bro confidence, dog.
Off the rip.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So it's just
I
like,
can't do
hey
nothing.
man, like so, like, hey man, like that, like reaching for a take.
I think it was funny. Who was on the broadcast?
I think it was Joe Lake up there. I don't remember.
You mean Bob Myers?
Bob Myers.
I don't think he was on. I don't think he was on there. I think it was somebody else. And I think I seen a post that saying that, like, bro, you have Bob Myers on your roster and he wasn't there covering the draft. Like, what are you really doing? Like, that's what I'm saying. We went so far bad. We so far down in the society that we don't we can't handle analysis at all. Like, we so stupid as fans that we can't handle no analysis. We gotta just go
just all takes.
It gotta be a take or a salacious report at all. That's it. Like, we that bad as a sport. Like, god damn, bro. Like,
yeah, it was Stephen A. Smith and Bob Myers.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it on ESPN. Technically,
neither did I.
I was at work, but I was watching it on YouTube, NBA front office, my front office show, Trevor Lane, Keith Smart. Like, I was good. I was getting my takes, like you say, from them. Like you say, they are tremendous when it comes to, covering the NBA. Like I say, they break it down. Like I said, they get it. Like, I get it. Trevor Lane is a Laker fan. He covers the Lakers tremendously. And Keith Smart is a Celtic fan. But at the end of the day, he works for Spot Track and he understands contracts and he understands the rumors, the CBA, and all that. He breaks all this stuff down.
That's another thing that I can't stand about ESPN when they be talking about all of these stories. And you got a bunch of dudes saying, oh, why they doing this? Why they not doing that? And you don't even know how the contract structures work. You don't know how the CBA work. None of that. But you just killing the team for doing certain things. And then it's just like you don't understand. Like, yeah, the team is doing that because they've been paying the luxury tax for the past 2 years and they asked anyway. So it's like, all right, yeah, we gonna get under this luxury tax. Or like,
that's the problem, bro. That's the problem with the NBA coverage, period. Instead of covering the game, all facets of the game, we rather talk about rumors. We rather, make somebody mad about who team is it? We rather talk about the storyline. We rather talk about everything other than actually basketball. Bro, team building and the cap situation and all that shit is basketball. But we rather talk about other things. You rather ask who the best duo in Texas. I ain't mad at that. That's a good first take question. You know what I'm saying? On a Friday, when stuff is on, that's a good first take question. I ain't mad at that. But what we not about to do, it's frustrating, dog. Like, it's frustrating to the point that I think that they're insulting us at this point.
Yeah. But then also having conversations with certain people, I realize, hey, some people are just dumb. But I think it's a product of that sometimes because I think you when you dumb it down, sometimes you dumb the audience.
Okay, we dumb. Smart. You don't want to get a smart.
But that's my point. Like, don't dumb it down, elevate. Rising
It's like-
tide lift all boats. Ain't that what they say?
It's like
If you get smarter with the coverage, you'll start getting a smarter fan base. So you don't have to come out here and say, like, you don't have to come out here and be like, we have a great finals, and then we talking about certain players' legacies. Bro, like, what can we?
They don't want us smart. They don't want us smarter.
Yeah,
because they on the pedestal, they on this platform, they on the highest level of media. So they feel that, what I'm saying, that they can do whatever they want to do or dictate how they want the coverage to be. I get it. They don't want us to come. They don't want us to talk about them, call them out about, bro, you can't even do this trade, bro. It doesn't even work in the CBA, or it doesn't even work, collective bargaining. They don't have the cap space to do this, to bring this person in. Like you can't even do some of these stuff that your roommate you're asking to get them to do. Like they don't want us to call this out. They just want us to keep thinking about, oh man, trade Giannis. All right, bro. Like you wanted to trade Giannis, the next thing you know, this team is hard cap and they can't get nobody. You feel what I'm saying? You really want them to do that, but if they got Giannis, they got a chance. Like you put Giannis in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, especially with the way this all this new CBA stuff is going.
The CBA is real, man.
Yeah, like they're not playing.
The CBA real, man. And like I say, and they on purpose, and then we gonna see it's about to get nasty for some teams, man. I know we listened to Dominique Foxworth. Me and you both listened to it today, and how they were talking about they didn't really think about, they don't think this is really parity. I disagree. I really do think it's parity. I think everybody has a chance. See, that's the thing. When you have multiple teams that actually have a chance, like when you can legitimately say, hey man, y'all do got Giannis, y'all do have a chance.
Y'all do have Anthony Edwards.
Y'all do have a chance. You feel what I'm saying? If you put it makes everybody do their job. It's back to the front office actually doing their job. And
like we said, GM's GMing.
Yes. We need you to do your job, get the players. We need the players to actually do their job, elevate the games, and do this. We need ownership, spend some money.
Coaches, all of that.
And coaches. We need all. We just don't need the era of, hey man, we got a big three.
Roll the ball out.
We good.
And go win us as many games as you possibly can, so we can sell these tickets.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like at some point we need and I think they keep everybody on their toes. I think it does keep everybody on their toes, man. But I mean, I'm off my soapbox. We'll be here all night if we stay here and talk about the coverage and all that. But like I say, the CBA, I think it's best for the NBA. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's putting them in a great. I think it's putting them in a great spot. We're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of stars in different places, and now can they promote them?
I don't necessarily think we're gonna see stars. Well, yeah, stars and
stars. I didn't say superstars.
I know. I think we're gonna really get the true definition of superstars, though.
Yes,
I think we're gonna really see who is a superstar and who's a star, who's an all-star, who's a good role player, ancillary pieces and all that stuff, which are important. But
and that's always been my thing, where it's like, bro, if you got to ask if this player's a superstar, they're not. You know who a superstar is, and to me, a superstar when you see one. Like to me, I think superstars go beyond basketball. Superstars go just beyond that, where you are. Like your game on the court, oh, you a star. You one of them. But to me, you are transcendent. Like people all over know you. Like Mike Trout, he was a great baseball player. Like I said, I didn't want to say was. He is he's a great baseball player. He's not a superstar. Shohei Ohtani is a superstar.
I think Trout could have been a superstar if he wasn't with the Angels.
But see, Shohei Ohtani was a superstar with the Angels. You get what I'm saying? I just think that
that is true.
Like everyone, he was just like a spectacle. I think Trout was great, but people outside who didn't rock with baseball was like, yo, what about this? What about this dude who can pitch and do that? And it's the same thing with LeBron. It's like LeBron is like, bro, but I get it, but also it's just like, bro, to me, I think Tom Brady was a superstar. I don't think Peyton Manning was a superstar. Listen, hear me out. Because I think they pushed Peyton Manning in a different way. I think Peyton Manning is a superstar among football fans. Tom Brady had the model wife, so like women knew him, and he's at Fashion Week and stuff like that. We'll be here all night if we talk about it. But
I disagree with that because Peyton was on every damn commercial even then. Like, so
yes, I get that. But
yeah.
I don't think that he was like, people kind of just like, oh, that's just a big head white dude selling tough acting to acting.
I can see we could get out of here just because was Paul George ever a superstar to you?
No.
All right. That's it. I know where your line is now. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, and we can go from there. But like I was saying though, we are definitely going to get to. We will actually know who you know. So
who's the stars?
Who the all stars? Like you said,
I
don't give a damn about Max Player because, like I say, Max Player already messed it up for people. Like I say, everybody was getting a Max. Max Player don't mean nothing.
Didn't Reggie Jackson get a max?
You feel what I'm saying? Like that don't mean nothing.
John Wall was pissed.
Yeah, he was hot. Like who?
I started this bubble. Fucking thanks I get.
Oh man, it's things like that. So it's like I think the CBA is gonna do, but they gotta work it right. If they cover the NBA right, y'all catch
look, it don't matter. In about 3-4 years, they gonna have to start doing something because who they been relying on gonna be gone.
Y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. Email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Some of y'all the fourth, some of y'all the Fast Five. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all catching us live and appreciate y'all catching us on the playback. Here we are.